Welcome to Finance IQ 101. Today we're going to dive into the fascinating world of the psychology of wealth. It's a super interesting topic, so get ready to explore. This video explores how our thoughts, beliefs, and actions impact the way we handle money, and in the end, how successful we become financially. Isn't it fascinating how our thoughts and feelings about money can actually shape the decisions we make with our finances? It actually has an impact on everything, like how we invest our money, our spending habits, and even how much wealth we accumulate in the long run. Absolutely. Let's delve into the important aspects of this subject and explore them using real-life examples. Hey, I've got a list of 10 fascinating insights into the psychology of wealth that I think everyone should know. Check them out. Number 1, financial attitude. The phrase money mentality refers to the complex combination of ideas, ideals, and practices that a person links with money and acquiring riches. The Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett, is a prime example of a certain financial philosophy that places an emphasis on endurance, caution, and value. Despite being one of the richest people in the world, Buffett is known for his extraordinary frugalness. His decision to live in a modest Omaha home that he bought in 1958 is one example of how he lives within his means and values content over ostentation. This concept infuses not just his personal life, but also his financial tactics. Buffett's approach to investing has always been systematic, based on extensive study and a solid grasp of a company's fundamental worth, whereas many are seduced by the glitter of rapid returns and market trends. He is renowned for sticking onto his assets for decades, as opposed to chasing short-term rewards, exemplifying a long-term vision that values enduring progress above flimsy success. The significance of emotional restraint in financial endeavors is shown by his extraordinary ability to disconnect from the frenetic emotions of the stock market, whether it be the greed during bullish trends or the ubiquitous dread during downturns. Buffett's success, which can be attributed to his distinctive approach to money, highlights the significant influence that one's financial psychology has on their road to financial security. This example teaches us that the keys to great financial knowledge are being able to recognize actual value, practicing patience, and maintaining steadfast discipline. Number 2, risk tolerance and emotional decision-making. The outlines of an investor's path in the unstable world of finance are shaped by their risk tolerance and emotional decision-making, which are intricately interwoven. The ability to balance one's willingness to accept probable financial losses in pursuit of profits with the emotional fortitude to negotiate the unexpected ups and downs of the market is at the core of this nexus. The unconventional investor and philanthropist George Soros personifies a special combination of high risk tolerance and adept emotional control. His investing methods, which are sometimes seen as bold, are not just bets. Rather, they are founded on thorough research, gut instinct, and a comprehensive grasp of market dynamics. Soros' 1992 wager against the British pound was a turning point that best captured his abilities. Soros bet heavily that the British pound was overpriced and would be expelled from the European exchange rate mechanism. He shorted the pound using leverage of billions of dollars, which was a very risky course of action. But as the value of the pound fell, Soros's conviction, based on thorough study and a deep understanding of market psychology, paid off, netting him a profit of more than $1 billion in a single day. This occurrence, sometimes known as Black Wednesday, exemplifies Soros's willingness to take calculated risks as well as his remarkable capacity to stay emotionally unmoved by the gravity of the possible results. In such high-pressure circumstances, many investors could become immobilized by fear or blinded by greed, but Soros displayed a remarkable balance, allowing reason, study, and intuition to lead his judgments. His career, which is littered with both successes and failures, is a testimony to the significance of knowing one's risk tolerance, the relevance of emotional intelligence in financial endeavors, and the sometimes underappreciated influence of market psychology on the results of investments. Number 3, goal setting and self-control. Setting goals and practicing discipline are important concepts that, when combined, constitute the cornerstone of spectacular success stories in a variety of fields. These stories are about character, tenacity, and the unwavering pursuit of a goal, as well as financial success. Oprah Winfrey's quick ascent from a troubled background to become a powerful media tycoon is a shining example of the importance of setting clear objectives and using unwavering dedication to achieve them. Oprah's life may have ended in misery since she was born into poverty in a remote area of Mississippi and experienced hardship and abuse. Her innate faith in a better future and a life apart from her difficult origins has instead made her life an example of transforming success. Oprah established attainable objectives for herself, whether they were in broadcasting, acting, or later as a talk show presenter and media entrepreneur. She didn't only hope to escape the chains of her past, but creating objectives was just one aspect of the process. The discipline she shone every day was the actual miracle. This discipline took the shape of hard labor, ongoing education, relentless opportunity searching, the ability to persevere through setbacks without losing sight of her goals, and deliberate action in keeping with her broader life objectives. Oprah has taken a thorough and deliberate approach to both her profession and her personal life. Every business decision she made, including the creation of her renowned television program and subsequent forays into magazine publishing, television network ownership, and charity, was a reflection of her overarching goal to motivate, inform, and elevate people. Beyond her obvious charm and skill, there is a fiercely focused lady who, with the help of her clearly defined objectives, successfully negotiated the entertainment industry's maze to become one of its richest women and one of its most influential voices. While skill and chances might give one a head start, Oprah Winfrey's career serves as a reminder that establishing goals and maintaining steadfast discipline are what actually pave the way to extraordinary achievement. Number 4. The abundance versus scarcity mentality. The contrast between the abundance and scarcity mentalities probes human psychology at its core, impacting not only individual decisions, but also the development of new markets and technologies. A mentality of scarcity is based on constraint and the idea that resources are limited, which encourages conservatism, prudence, and often aversion to risk. A mindset of plenty, on the other hand, lives on possibilities and the belief that there is enough for everyone, encouraging generosity, risk-taking, and a vision for the future. Elon Musk is a fantastic example of the abundance mindset in its most effective form because to his risk-taking endeavors and innovative projects. Musk, who could have easily sat back and celebrated his early accomplishments with Zip2 and PayPal, instead to go on in fields that many thought were irrational or outright destined to failure. Whether it was the task of promoting electric automobiles as the norm with Tesla, or the challenge of commercial spaceflight with SpaceX, Musk didn't only see potential markets. He envisioned fundamental changes in how mankind functions. Most would be discouraged by such endeavors, which are rife with technical difficulties, administrative obstacles, and significant financial dangers. Musk, however, had an abundant attitude that looked past the current challenges and concentrated on huge, unrealized potential. Musk saw a market for sustainable transportation while many others saw the car sector as saturated. He saw opportunity for a commercial organization committed to creating life on other planets in the face of a space industry controlled by governmental giants. But finding possibilities is just one aspect of it. It comes down to having the guts to go for them with vigor. Failures are not obstacles for Musk. Rather, they are teaching moments. Although intimidating, bankruptcy, technical setbacks, or public mistrust didn't obscure his bigger goal. Musk's projects are driven by a deep faith in human potential, in our ability to invent, conquer, and go beyond our present limitations. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's a deliberate decision to work from a position of plenty, to put money into the future, and to keep going in the face of insurmountable obstacles. Musk challenges not just sectors via his initiatives, but also our basic paradigms of thought, imploring us to move away from a mentality of scarcity, or what we can't achieve, and toward one of plenty, or what is possible. In doing so, he captures the transforming impact of seeing the world as a playground of limitless possibilities rather than as a zero-sum competition. Number 5. Financial learning and education. The key to attaining financial success, and more importantly, keeping it going, is to have a solid foundation in financial education and knowledge. While many people rely on instinct or inherited knowledge to make financial decisions, a formal grasp of financial concepts, investing techniques, and fiscal responsibility may significantly alter one's approach to wealth creation and preservation. Robert Kiyosaki, whose best-selling book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, has caused millions of people to change their perspectives on and behavior with regard to money, is arguably most known for championing the significance of this understanding. The father of his closest friend, Rich Dad, and Kiyosaki's biological father, Poor Dad, are two prominent people in his childhood whose financial ideologies are contrasted in his tale. He highlights the striking contrast between entrepreneurial insight, which prioritizes investment, asset growth, and financial leverage, and conventional wisdom, which often favors job stability and traditional savings. Rich Dad, a character created by Kiyosaki, is a representation of someone who has received financial education and is aware of the complexities of money, the power of passive income, and the superiority of investments over simple saves. Beyond the specific tactics and methods outlined in his book, Kiyosaki's main takeaway is the critical significance of ongoing education in the field of finance. While he acknowledges that conventional education gives people the tools to acquire money, he contends that it often falls short in imparting knowledge on how to manage, invest, and increase that money. As a result, a lot of people end themselves caught in the rat race, always pursuing financial stability, but seldom reaching actual financial independence. Kiyosaki's advocacy goes beyond his books. He emphasizes the need of proactive financial learning via seminars, games, and other educational venues. Static information may easily become outdated in a world where financial landscapes change, economies vary, and investment opportunities are more diverse. Therefore, everyone who wants to attain and sustain financial wealth must engage in continuous learning. Essentially, Robert Kiyosaki's contributions to the conversation around wealth go beyond straightforward financial advice. They function as a rallying cry for a paradigm change in how we think about money, exhorting us to go from a state of passive acceptance of societal norms toward one of active pursuit of knowledge. Through his lectures, Kiyosaki promotes the concept that achieving financial freedom is attainable for anybody with the correct education and a voracious thirst for knowledge, not only the wealthy. Number 6. Relationship with money. Money relationships go well beyond simple transactions and bank balances. They dive deeply into one's beliefs, goals, and self-worth. J.K. The author of the Harry Potter books, J.K. Rowling, provides a dramatic case study on how to have a healthy, purpose-driven relationship with money. Rowling's career with money has been revolutionary, going from the trials of surviving on government assistance to becoming the first billionaire author in history. Her enormous wealth, however, never overshadowed her fundamental morals or sense of civic duty. Instead of clinging to her fortune, Rowling has regularly participated in charitable activities, contributing enormous amounts to issues near and dear to her heart, such the well-being of children and the study of multiple sclerosis. She noticeably fell off Forbes' list of the richest people in 2012 as a consequence of her significant charity contributions. But rather than being a setback, Rowling saw this as a badge of honor. Her acts demonstrate a great knowledge of money as a tool, one that can be used to effect good change and elevate people up, not only for one's own comfort or luxury. Rowling serves as a lighthouse, reminding us that a healthy relationship with money is based on seeing its power to change lives beyond one's own in an age when accumulating riches can often become a means in and of itself. It's about seeing riches as a chance to influence larger narratives and leave enduring legacies rather than as a symbol of one's own success. Number 7. Impact of behavioral biases. When making financial decisions, Behavioral biases sometimes play a crucial role by slowly leading people away from making logical decisions and into a maze of emotional or herd-driven responses. The massive influence of such biases on the larger financial landscape is well shown by the dot-com bubble of the late 1990s and early 2000s. Individual investors poured money into internet-based businesses, drawn in by the appeal of the growing internet age, and caught up in a froth of technical optimism. Many of these firms had skyrocketing stock prices, despite having little to no earnings and even undefined business strategies. This was not due to sound financial measurements, but rather to investor overconfidence and the widespread assumption that the digital era was a time of assured riches. A herd mentality added to this overconfidence bias, which caused investors to overestimate their expertise and the inherent worth of dot-com enterprises. Fearing they would lose out on what looked to be a once-in-a-lifetime gold rush, more individuals invested as more did. Due to the optimism fostered by this group's behavior, many others were unable to see the obvious symptoms of overvaluation. But gradually, reality crept in, as it does with all bubbles. Panic sprang in when it became apparent that many of these online firms couldn't meet earnings forecasts, which sparked a quick sell-off. When the bubble finally burst, numerous investors had already suffered astronomical financial losses. This incident serves as a sobering reminder of the risks present when behavioral biases impair judgment. Many were misled by overconfidence and the human propensity to follow the herd instead of making rational, well-informed financial decisions. It emphasizes how important it is for investors to constantly be on guard, to keep learning, and to consider whether their choices are grounded in good financial concepts or are just responses to the state of the market. Number 8. Wealth and mental health. The relationship between mental health and wealth is complex and deep, tying together threads of resilience, self-worth, ambition, and emotional well-being. While measures, methods, or opportunities are often linked to financial success, the basic cornerstone of mental health lies behind all of these. The path to prosperity is seldom straightforward and is often paved with obstacles, doubts, and disappointments. Mental toughness and emotional intelligence often determine how one navigates this trip, reacts to setbacks, and seizes chances. The dynamic businessman and motivational speaker Gary Vaynerchuk highlights this sometimes overlooked element of wealth building. Vaynerchuk stresses the importance of mental health and self-awareness rather than portraying success as just a result of hard effort or strategy. His definition of success goes beyond seeking approval from others or reaching certain financial goals. It involves knowing oneself, identifying one's assets and liabilities, and fostering a state of mind that promotes development, resiliency, and flexibility. Vaynerchuk's open comments about mental health dispelled the stereotype of the unyielding entrepreneur. He explores issues including burnout, the dangers of comparison in the social media era, and the need of deriving one's self-worth from inside as opposed to from outside achievements. His support for emotional intelligence, which is the capacity to recognize and control one's own emotions as well as those of others, highlights the importance of this skill for effective leadership, successful negotiation, and forming deep professional connections. Vaynerchuk's strategy is refreshingly open in a world where success tales often downplay the difficulties, uncertainties, and periods of uncertainty. He advocates for a holistic definition of success that makes mental health a key element rather than an afterthought. His experiences and revelations highlight a crucial truth. Genuine riches is a healthy balance of mental well-being, purpose, and financial success, rather than just an excess of money resources. According to Vaynerchuk, making an investment in one's mental health, developing self-awareness, and fostering emotional intelligence are not just the keys to durable, meaningful success in the world of business and beyond, but also to personal fulfillment. Number 9. Cultural effects on how we view wealth. Perceptions of wealth, success, and entrepreneurial desire are substantially influenced by cultural presuppositions and social standards. These cultural strands, which are often profoundly ingrained, have an impact on customer behavior, market dynamics, and even company models' core principles. Jack Ma's rapid ascent to the position of founder of Alibaba serves as an instructive case study on how to use cultural insights to achieve enormous corporate success. At its foundation, Alibaba's rise was not only based on the introduction of a cutting-edge platform, it also included recognizing and meeting the distinct requirements, goals, and behaviors of Chinese customers. Jack Ma created a platform that smoothly incorporated the cultural values of trust, community, and mutual gain thanks to his intuitive understanding of Chinese culture and business intricacies. Ma had an ecosystem that was more linked and relationship-driven, in contrast to the individual transactions and plain markets that Western e-commerce models relied on to succeed. This vision resonated well with the Chinese concept of guanxi, which emphasizes the value of networks and relationships in Chinese culture. Ma's thoughts went beyond just transactional aspects as well. He was aware of the growing expectations of China's middle class, including their need for better items and growing familiarity with online transactions. But more significantly, he was aware of the gaps. Due to logistical and trust constraints, many small and medium-sized businesses, SMEs, in China found it difficult to reach international markets before Alibaba. By bridging this gap, Ma's platform allowed these SMEs to interact with customers both locally and internationally. The success of Alibaba under Jack Ma is proof of the effectiveness of culturally sensitive entrepreneurship. Not only must market gaps be identified, but also the complex web of social, cultural, and economic standards that shape consumer behavior. Ma's trip highlights the ongoing value of cultural individuality in an age of globalization when corporate approaches often seek universality. It serves as a reminder to business owners that genuine innovation and market success result from a deep awareness of the cultural underpinnings of one's target audience, not merely from technical mastery or business savvy. This deeply ingrained cultural sensibility was crucial for Ma and Alibaba in turning a fledgling concept into a massive worldwide e-commerce force. Number 10. Environment and upbringing influence. It is impossible to overstate the influence of childhood and environment on a person's trajectory. These early experiences help shape one's perspective, inculcate ideals, and often build resiliency and ambition. The inspirational creator of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, is an example of how a person's career may be shaped by a combination of early experiences, parental beliefs, and environmental factors, particularly in the areas of entrepreneurship and wealth creation. Jeff's early years were quite different from the conventional picture of affluence, since he was born to a teenage mother, Jackie, who was subsequently adopted by his Cuban immigrant stepfather, Mike Bezos. But Bezos acquired some of his most distinctive traits inside this unconventional familial arrangement. He developed an indomitable spirit and an unwillingness to yield to outside influences as a result of his mother's strength in the face of criticism from society and the difficulties of being a young mother. Bezos absorbed tales of courage, drive, and the constant pursuit of opportunity, regardless of one's starting place, from his stepfather, who escaped Cuba at the age of 15 and eventually received a scholarship to college in the U.S. Bezos, was raised in a home where he was not only shown affection, but also exposed to the values of hard labor, persistence, and the idea that any obstacle could be overcome with tenacity and vision. These early lessons were put into practice with the creation of Amazon, which began as a small online bookshop in a garage, but was spurred by Bezos's unwavering vision to become the tech and e-commerce behemoth it is today. Bezos's exploratory youth on the property of his grandparents also cultivated his voracious curiosity and his propensity for experimenting. He developed a special combination of practical problem-solving abilities and a macroscopic vision as a result of his hands-on surroundings and family history tales, which subsequently served as the foundation of Amazon's innovative business strategy. Analysis of Jeff Bezos's remarkable ascent reveals that although natural skill and fortunate circumstances played a role, his formative years built the groundwork for his success. His upbringing's ideals, tales, and teachings served as the compass for his business career. It serves as a sobering reminder that the circumstances of our upbringing, the difficulties we experience and conquer, and the beliefs we ingest often become the unseen forces influencing our futures, spurring breakthroughs and changing industries.